Okay, so I feel I need to get this video out. This will be probably a two-parter. So, what I want to talk about, a couple of different things. I think I need to go into this because this is very important. Many of us are awakening right now on this planet. We are awakening, meaning you are seeing the truths for what they are. You're seeing the truth through all of the social programming, all of the um, all of the media bias, all of the political, social, economic. You're seeing the truths come out. Right now is very important. It's very important as being a part of a human in this experience to see what's happening. Um, we can't ignore this type of stuff anymore. We can't just disregard it or push it aside because it's not affecting our lives. If it's affecting lives on this planet, it's affecting all of us. We all are here as one race of beings. We all are here as one group, and there are how to put there are group there is a group here that are not originally belong as part of this planet. They have come here. They have incarnated as a different how do I say this? A different group, okay? A different beings. They are incarnated in a human body, just like we all have. They were meant to control and take over and destroy. That's their plan. You may think this, some people that are unawakened are not really familiar. If you're watching this, you may think that this is science fiction but this is truth. Because there are many beings out there in the galaxy, many beings in this universe. When you're in spirit form, you can incarnate on other planets. You can incarnate into other, in the physical sense, okay, in the physical world, which is fourth dimension on down. And so these beings can take their consciousness and incarnate into a human body, just like we all can do. Our entire soul cannot fit in this body, this physical body. It would be too much energy. So what happens is there's a part of us that is in a higher dimension, which is fifth dimension and higher. We can take we take part of our consciousness and we come into this physical body and to experience duality. So many of us have come here to do that as higher dimensional beings. We can call us starseeds, you can call us light workers, you can call us whatever you want to say, whatever you're comfortable with saying. And we came here to help the rest of humanity awaken. There is a group also that has taken part of their consciousness. They're more fourth dimensional. They're not, see, in the higher dimensions, there's too much light, there's too much higher energy that the dark cannot survive there. Dark meaning lower emotions, anger, hatred, any of those emotions cannot survive beyond the fifth dimension. Just doesn't work. Fifth dimension and higher, because the energy is too extremely powerful, too high of a vibration, that it doesn't allow the lower emotions to stick. Okay, does that make sense? So I apologize where I'm going with all this video. It's just kind of coming out and rambling. So in the higher dimensions, our emotions, lower emotions, can't stick. Um, you don't feel those sadness or that anger or that depression. Those are polarities. Those are what's we exist in this third, fourth dimension. So this group of beings have come here because they've done this before with they're very advanced beings who have come here to, how do I say, incarnate, just like many of us did. And they've controlled. You can look at many of these people, they're in human form, who are in positions of power, positions of money. Everything, just follow the money. Follow the money where it goes. That's where it will lead to who's doing this. Um, And you might say, well, why are they doing this? What do they want? They want to, how do I say, they survive off the negative energy, okay? Negative energy, if you want to call it that. Basically, energy that's a lower frequency. They survive off that control. They have done this in other planets, and they wanted to take over, okay, other parts of this galaxy. How do I know this? I've channeled many things, many beings. I've gotten lots of information from other people. I've also read a lot of, like I said, Dolores Cannon books and get it from sessions I've done. So I've done a lot of my own research, my own experiences. These are my experiences. Not to say it's necessary that you believe it. You get free to believe what you want. But right now is so important because we're seeing so many attacks on humanity. We're seeing, and these groups, this group of people has put factions of themselves, so I'll say their group, into every aspect of our systems, whether it be from the political system, corporate systems like the CEOs or board members, to the media, for sure, to the Vatican, to the British monarchy, to all of those are involved. They're all together. To the military, there's factions of the good military, there's bad military, okay? So I'm using polarities just because this is easier for people to understand how to categorize it. We're seeing so many attacks on humanity. We're seeing 5G come out, which is really bad. I don't think people realize the negative impact or the damaging impact it can cause to our human bodies. There were over 215 scientists that came forward and said that it's not a good idea to put 5G out there because this causes damage to our cellular structure. It breaks down the cells in our body because the radiation from this output affects our cells, affects our brain waves, it affects everything. And so what happens with 5G, if you're not familiar, with regular cell phone towers, those are 4G and whatever, it's waves that go out. So it kind of spreads out. So it gets dispersed, that frequency. With 5G, they use little, like I would say, antennas that are put on every light pole, and what it does is it points directly at the person when they're using their cell phone or using their internet. And that instead of 30 hertz frequency, it's going up to 600 hertz or more. I even read an article yesterday. China is going out with 6G, which is going to be over 1,000 hertz of frequency, which is like radiation energy directed at your body. So this stuff is very important. People, whether you're awakened or not, we need to start taking a stand against this, because if you want to survive, if you want your bodies to evolve, these people have to be we have to come together, okay? What I mean is one collective energy to say no, because we have the power. Whether you believe it or not, we're creators. We create, we manifest. We have the power to. That's why everything is breaking down right now. People are getting fed up with the system. People are getting fed up with the monetary system. People are getting fed up with everything. We have all the fires going on right now in the world. We have the Amazon is burning. They have California burning, which is, many of this is man-made. Many of this is energy weapons have been used. You have fires all over the place. You have the important one, well, that's all important, but the trafficking, the human trafficking. This, by far, is one of the most inhumane, just the energy that it creates from that. That's happening so dramatically worldwide. People on average, they said in the United States, 800,000 children go missing per year. And most of them are never even found again. So think about that one. I'm not trying to put this fear out there for people, but people, this, because this could happen to anybody. You don't know. So what I'm saying is this has to be, those who are doing it need to be held accountable for it, for their actions. The media obviously covered it up. We know that. We know that the ABC news anchor that came forward and said that they knew this 3 years ago, that Epstein was doing this, and that certain names were involved. Like the board chairman of Disney was visiting his island, Epstein's island. Disney, think about it. And the media covering this up. They're all being controlled and manipulated by this group of beings. So we have from everything, every aspect, every part of this planet is happening. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is the AI technology. And they're trying to create AI technology where they want to try to control the human consciousness. They want to be able to tap the computer into the human consciousness. And they're doing that already. They're starting to do that through cell phones. The more people we use the technology like that, that messes with the brain waves in the head, and that starts to interrupt your regular how to think for yourself, you know. So every aspect of control is being done to this planet. And so we need to come together as one collective and say enough, because this is serious. Whether you believe in this awakening or not, whatever part of life you're from, this is important. We need to evolve past this. We need to, those who are responsible for this trafficking need to be held accountable, because it's I can't even put it into words. And those that are not talking about it, who will choose to ignore these topics, need to start talking about it, because you need to start focusing on getting whatever you got to do. Just I think part of it is there's a lot of fear out there from people. They don't want to hear these things. They don't want to believe these things are happening, but they are. And the thing is, there are people who say, well, it never will happen to me. Well, you don't know that. So my point is, people need to come together and start to think of ways to create. The more you talk about it, the more you focus on bringing justice to this and bringing, peace to this and bringing this to an end, the faster it will happen. It's power of thought, power of manifestation. We have that power of abilities, whether you believe it or not. I know many people probably listen to this do. But I want to trying to reach out to those who are kind of unawakened, who need to see the truths for what they are. Because so many in these control systems who they think so many people who put on a very good positive face are not who you think they are. They do this, they're very good actors, just like Hollywood. And I'm not saying everybody in these wealthy or elite, but you can trace it back to money. Money is in control. I don't want to name names, but if you look at some of the most wealthy people in this world, you can trace it back to a very select few who have been since the beginning of money. It's old money. So anyway, I want to do a two-parter, because the next video I want to talk about is about the different groups who are evolving on the planet, how our physical bodies will be upgraded to a higher frequency as our consciousness is, and then I want to talk about a couple other topics. Please like and subscribe to this. I appreciate it. I appreciate any comments, any other topics you want discussed. I also have mentioned this before, but I do sessions for people What I do is I work with their spirit guides. I work with their guides to help. Maybe they have energy blocks within them, and I work through the phone like this, through video chat, so I'm happy to do that. But I want to help anybody that needs it. Um, I've connected with many people who had loved ones that have passed away, and just their loved ones came through because they wanted to give messages. So I do all this. So anyway, please reach out. I appreciate it. I appreciate any good positive feedback or any feedback. And we have the power. You got to remember, we have the power to change and evolve. And those, not everyone that is in power is trying to control and destroy, but there's a large percentage of them that are doing this. And this is serious. We need to start looking through those truths. We need to, like I said, this is very important. So let's stick together. Let's bring our power together. Let's do this because we are the ones who can change this planet to reach a higher frequency, to reach a higher vibration. We can be evolved galactic beings like we are supposed to be. So thank you for listening, and I love you all. God bless.